All right, thanks a lot. First thing I want to do, I kind of ask kind of a loaded question. Who has a very fat friend or family member? Okay, there you go. What I like to do is, I like to kind of see, because wives immediately look next to their husbands if they're with them to see what the husband's going to do. You know, guys will be like, "You're a fat ass, dude. Look at you, you're fat right there." But girls will be, they be with a fat friend, they'll be like, "Oh, you're not fat." So the reason I say that is because I was a very fat kid. I was I weighed as much then in 7th grade as I do now, and I was about probably 5 or 6 inches shorter. So I wasn't much of a Stretch Armstrong, which, does anybody remember what Stretch Armstrongs are? Okay, Stretch Armstrongs were these dolls where you would just pull them. They had two, a Stretch Armstrong and a Stretch Monster. Well, I went through 3 of those because I used to poke holes in them and eat the jelly out of them. Okay? Now, I don't know if I was looking for another food source or what. Was it sweet and tasty? You betcha. Was it toxic? Probably so. So that may be why I stand up here now and tell humiliating stories about myself. So I was the kind of fat where my nipples were inverted. Okay, they looked like coin slots. So, and when I first saw them, I'm like, well, it's like a birth defect. You know, I thought it was a birth defect. But then I noticed that the only other people that had them were the other big fatties in school. So immediately I was like, God, it's a fat thing, for God's sake, my nipples. You know, so I was pissed, you know, and I came from a fat family. My family was fat, and we used to have this ritual, which I think they still do, called a pre-meal meal. And what that was, when we would come home from church, we would, like a bat out of hell, dart through the door to get a pre-meal meal. So we were going to eat before we ate. Okay, so my sister's favorite was a potato chip sandwich with mustard on it. Okay, she loved that. The rest of us just whatever we could get our hands on. Then we would eat about 30 minutes later. So I came from a family where, you know, I was very fat, and my mom and dad, though, they'd be like, "Oh, you're not fat, you're just stocky. You're stocky, you're not fat." Now I'm a freaking beast. I mean, I'm so fat my back hurt, you know? I mean, I used to leave restaurants like Ryan's and be like, "Oh, I'm so sick." And my mom would be like, "Oh, you're not sick, you're just full." So that's where I was. So basically, I was so fat, and it comes with, being that fat comes with some horrible side effects, like the almost complete absence of a penis. I mean, if you've ever, anybody watches Family Guy and seen Peter Griffin or Chris naked, that was me, all right? There was nothing there. So the thing I did, though, was I used it to my advantage, because I came up with this special magic trick, and I called myself Houdini with the disappearing weenie. Because what I could do is I could pull up my scrote sack and my penis would completely go inside. So, I mean, we're talking vanish, right? I'm 11 years old and I'm coming up with this. That's what I'm calling myself. So I kind of ripped myself out to parties, you know? And it was pretty lucrative until all my clientele got put in prison for child porn. But then I had to make a decision to do something else. So one day, I'm in 6th grade, and I'm trying to pee like an adult male. You know, I'm just going to unzip my fly, and I'm just going to pee. Well, because my short stack of buttons would not make it around the lip of my fly, I proceeded to piss all over myself at school. So I'm just pissing on myself. I'm in 6th grade, and I'm in the bathroom. So they come in, they find me, fat, no penis, in a pool of my own urine, kind of like they found Chris Farley. And I've got, oh, sorry, too soon? Sorry, too soon. So I've got tons of people coming in, tons of guys coming in, like, "What are you doing?" I'm sitting there leaning against the sink with freaking piss all over me. And I'm like, "Well, I pissed my pants." You know, you're having to tell your friends, "I pissed my pants. I pissed my pants." I did that for an hour and a half because I had to send one of my buddies to my teacher to call my mom. Now, at the time, I lived in Indiana, and the Cincinnati Bengals were a team, so I had an orange shirt with kind of black trim. Well, our school colors were green. Now, mind you, I'm a big fat ass. I've got an orange shirt with black trim. What does my mom bring me? She brings me green sweats. So not only did I piss my pants that day, then I walk around like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, for the rest of the time. All right? Hey, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good night.